Land Rover Range Rover, or in short, Range Rover, has been launched since the 70s. Currently being in its 5th generation, let's get to know the story of one of the most luxurious SUVs in the world. After several years of tests and prototypes, the first Range Rover was presented to the public in 1970, where it was tested off-road in the tin mines of St. Austell. The car exceeded expectations, and soon after it took part in the British Trans-America's expedition, where it crossed America from north to south, including crossing Darien Bay, 250 miles of rainforest and swamp considered impassable. These facts were enough for the Range Rover to be an immediate success, because in addition to its off-road capabilities, it perfectly combines elegant design. It was also the first vehicle with permanent all-wheel drive, a 2-piece tailgate, and a large hood hinged at the front and a continuous body belt. The first-generation Range Rover was only available in 2-door body style, with simple interiors, vinyl seats, and plastic dashboards that could even be washed with the hose. Later, in 1988, the Range Rover was improved and came in a 4-door version this time. In front, it came with a plastic grille with horizontal slats, replacing the metal one used previously, and the bumper was no longer made of steel but made out of plastic. The interior has been upgraded with comfort features such as power steering, carpeted floors, air conditioning, velvet and leather seats, and wood interior trim installed. The Range Rover was initially powered by various Rover V8 engines and diesel engines. The 3.5-liter engine was enlarged to 3.9-liter for 1989, and a 4.2-liter petrol Range Rovers were fitted with carburetors until 1986, when they were replaced by Lucas Electronics injection, which improved both performance and fuel economy. In 1994, Land Rover unveiled the 2nd-generation Range Rover. This time it was more luxurious than its predecessor and stands out for its prestigious silhouette and square headlights, which represent a distinctive design element to this day. So the most visible changes are brought to the front, and the rear came with bigger taillights and a bigger bumper. At the same time, the handles are no longer recessed, offering a better grip now. The interior also has been changed, and we can say that it has a much more focused aspect of the dashboard instrument and the central console. The most interesting feature of this model was the electrically heated windshield, a unique feature at the time. The Range Rover came with an updated version of the Rover V8 engine, or a BMW 2.5-liter 6-cylinder turbo diesel with a Bosch fuel injection pump. This was the first electronically controlled diesel injection in a Land Rover before common rails were introduced, resulting from BMW's subsequent ownership of the Rover Group. Developed under the ownership of BMW but sold by Ford, the 3rd-generation Range Rover from 2002 was the most luxurious SUV on the market at the time. The Range Rover has been adopted as an imposing and very masculine appearance. Thanks to its square shape, everything looks good. In front, the headlights were much larger, as were the slats on the front grille. The rear kept the same simple look, but it came with new taillights and new front-rear bumper. The luxurious aspect of the interior is given by leather, wood, and metal elements. Changes were also made to the dashboard, but also to the instrument panel, which is positioned higher this time due to the navigation system. Under the hood, the Range Rover had a 3-liter BMW diesel engine and a 4.4-liter BMW V8 gasoline engine until the Rover brand was sold to Ford in 2006. It was also then that the facelift version of the 3rd-generation Range Rover was launched. In terms of design, Ford made some changes. He kept the large rectangular headlights, but with cut grille according to their shape. Viewed from the side, the high greenhouse and the sloping back gave the car a dynamic look. The interior does not come with major changes, but Ford had to make changes under the hood. The Rover came with a Jaguar-derived 4.4-liter petrol engine and a supercharged 4.2-liter variant of the Jaguar engine. Diesel variants included 2.9-liter and 3.6-liter engines. Before launching the next-generation Range Rover, a facelift model was introduced in 2009. The exterior received some improvements with redesigned bumpers, headlights, and taillights with a fresher look and a new front grille. The interior was also refreshed, especially in the area of the central panel, but also in the area of the instrument cluster, which received a 12-inch TFT screen with virtual dials. In addition, the car received a blind spot monitoring system, surround camera system, and adaptive dynamics technology. Under the hood, the Range Rover kept the 3.6-liter V8 diesel unit but received a new 5-liter supercharged gasoline engine, which offered a power of 510 horsepower. The fourth generation of the Range Rover model was launched in 2013 and came with a completely new design, while keeping the shape we were used to. The model of this generation was the first to have a lightweight aluminium body, and it is notable for the plunging rearward line of the roof. From the front, the Range Rover comes with the same square headlights but with a completely changed design that integrates perfectly into the new grille. The rear taillights are also new, replacing the round shape of the previous model. Seen from the side, the most visible changes are brought to the shape of the headlights and taillights, adopting a shape that extends to the sides of the car. The interior has been greatly simplified. It comes with fewer buttons and with more technology on board. The dashboard received a larger 12.3-inch digital screen, the infotainment system received an 8-inch touchscreen, and the gear shifter has a new button-like shape. Also, the Range Rover was equipped with a new version of the Land Rover terrain response system, which allows the automatic selection of the most suitable setting for the transmission depending on the driving conditions. In terms of engines, the car came with a supercharged 5-liter V8 as well as a 3-liter V6 version. The diesel units were a 3-liter V6, one of which was bi-turbo, and a 4.4-liter V8 unit. Also, a Range Rover model with the hybrid propulsion was available for the first time. In 2014, the Range Rover was also available in the long wheelbase version, which came in different trim levels, supercharged or autobiography. In 2017, Land Rover introduced a facelift version for the fourth generation of Range Rover. And if the pre-facelift model made a sensation, the facelift version was even more loved. It came with rectangular DRL headlights and with a slightly different grille and bumper. And if the exterior was slightly improved, the interior was completely new. It came with a complete new infotainment system with a rectangular touchscreen, a new dashboard display, and in the climate control area it was inserted into the screen. But the most important upgrade was under the hood, for the plug-in hybrid version, a petrol PHEV model. After more than 50 years since the debut of the first Range Rover, it reached the fifth generation, which took the brand to another level. The new Range Rover retains some of the typical design elements that established it: the slightly descending roof, the strongly highlighted median line, the short front console, and the yacht-like rear. Seen from the front, the changes are not extreme. The new Range Rover keeps the same robust shapes, which offers a much more minimalist appearance this time. The biggest change is at the rear, where the taillights are invisible when off. The dynamic turn signal are hidden in the horizontal trim, and the brake and low beam lights are vertical. Seen from the side, the new Range Rover has a smooth surface, with hidden handles and dynamic silhouette, which offers a very mysterious and imposing look. The minimalist design is also reflected in the interior, where the digital instrument has a diagonal 13.7 inches and the central curved touch display 13.1 inch equipped with haptic feedback. For sunset admirers, the lower half of the tailgate can be lowered and offers 2 places to sit. At the same time, for the first time, the doors will be electrically operated, and to make getting in and out of the car easier. This generation uses the MLA Flex modular, longitudinal architecture platform, which can support conventional engines, plug-in hybrid systems, and electric propulsion. Also, thanks to this platform, the new Range Rover is available in 2 versions, standard and long, with different wheelbases and with 4.5 or 7 seats. At the time of its launch in October 2021, the SUV had a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 built by BMW. The mild hybrid engine lineup includes a 3-liter inline-6.